All right. Thank you so much for joining. Today is day 9, and what we will do is we will proceed with our lab today. If you remember in our previous lesson, what we did was we installed Windows 10 and we joined this machine to our San Francisco domain controller, and we also created a user account and called it Said Kawa. And right now I'm not able to log in. So let's fix it. So what will you do if a user is not able to log in? So if a user is not able to log in, what you can simply do is you can always go to your domain controller and try to reset the password. So today what we will do is we will test two different things. Um, First thing, we will try to reset the password. Second thing, we will put a restriction. We will put some restrictions, and I'll show you what those restrictions are, and you will see it that you will see that how they work. If you see one thing, the time here and the time here, the time on your domain controller and the time on the Windows machine is exactly same, because Windows client machines always try to sync the time from the domain controller. So whatever time you have here, it will the machine will try to sync from the domain controller. So you see 813, 813. If you change something here, it will change here too. Okay, I'll go back to my knowledge trained organizational unit, HR, and Kawa, and I will reset the password because Kawa forgot the password. Okay, now we will come back here and then we will type it. Okay, see, worked. That's how you do what? That's how you reset a password for a user. If the user asks you, that's how you do it. Unable to update the password, the value you provided for the new password does not meet the length. So in whenever you join a computer to the domain, you always have to make sure that the password requirement is met. I will explain more on the password requirements, but for now, let me cancel this and reset it from here. And this time I will uncheck this, so it will not ask me to reset the password. So press OK. Now we come back and we will join. So if I right click here on Said Kawa, go to properties, and then I go to account. If you remember, I already explained all these things to you in our previous lesson. I explained everything that you see here. I explained profile, not profile, we will see it in practical when we study the file server. I explained this telephone, like you put telephone, organization, remote control, we will learn that, and then all those things. One thing that you see here, when I click on account, you see logon hours and you see logon to. What is logon hours? Logon hours is, for example, when you want to deny or permit. When you want to permit or deny, let's just say that Kawa is an employee. Kawa works from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right? Let's take an example. Umeidjan is who? Umeidjan is a user who works from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Said Kawa works from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. what we want to do is we want to make sure that when Kawa tries to log in the morning from 8 to 5, he should not be able to. When Umaid wants to log in after 5, he should not be able to. Let's see how that works. So right click, properties, account, log on hours. You see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you see this log on permitted. Log on is permitted. Log on is denied. White mean denied, blue mean permitted. For example, on Sundays, Umaid should not be able to log in. So if Umaid goes to the office and tries to log in on this machine, or tries to log in into any machine, Umaid will not be able to. Mondays, yeah, Umaid can log in, but Umaid can log in from 8 to 5. From 8 to 5, Umaid can log in, right? So what I will do is I will choose that. I will say denied here, and then I'll choose that and say denied. So now you see when I choose this, it says Monday from 8 to 5. Now if I come here, choose up to here, login denied, come here, login denied. And on Saturday, Umaid should not be able to log in. You see, Umaid will now be able to log in only from 8 to 5 from Monday to what? Monday to Friday. Okay. Permitted. Apply. Okay. Now, let's go to Kawa. Properties, account, log on hour. Kawa should not be able to log in on what? Sunday and Saturday because it's weekend. So no login on weekend. And then he should be able to log in from 5 to 10. So I will select this up to here, denied. And up to here, permitted. I think it's 5 to 11, denied. So if I select this now, you see 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Kawa will be able to log in. Press OK. Press OK. That's how you do your call center when you have a lot of employees working for you and you don't want them to log in when they don't have to. Press OK. Now let's test it. I will do what? I will sign out. Let me set a password for Umaid because I forgot the password. I don't know what the password is. And press OK. OK. What is the login name? The login name is o.john. Other user o.john. Your account has time restriction that prevents you from signing in at this time. Please try again later. You see, Umaid is not able to log in because he can log in from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, if I go back to Kawa, s.kawa, Kawa should be able to log in. See, it's working. Why? Because he is able to. That's one thing. Alright, so there's one other option. Log on to. Kawa should only log into this computer. Kawa should only log into this computer. If Kawa tries to log in to another computer, he should not be able to. If you want to make it restricted to a specific computer, that's how you do that. For example, you say Syed Kawa should only log into this San Francisco Windows 10 machine. If Kawa tries to log into another machine, he should not be able to. How you do it? You say the following computers, and you can simply do what? Type the name. What is the name of our PC? Um, it's this one. So I can say desktop dash hd 3 mt0b add. Now what will happen? If Kawa tries to log in into another machine, he will not be able to. Let's do with Umaid. I will go back to Umaid login hours. I will fix this back, okay? I will fix it. Logon permitted. So Umaid can now log in anytime. But when I go to log in to this computer, I will say DC1. Just I don't have any computer with DC1, but just as an example. Press OK. Now what we do is we say sign out, and we try to type o.john. Your account is configured to prevent you from using this PC. Please try another PC. See, it is saying you cannot use this PC. Try another PC. Try another computer. Why? Because we said Umaid should only be able to log into DC1 computer. Everything else he should not be able to. Everything else he should not be able to. As Kawa, it's working. Why? Because we allow them. So that's how you can restrict time, and that is how you can restrict user to log in to a specific computer. Correct? Let's do another thing. Let's just say that this computer over here is in San Francisco and this server is in San Francisco that is far away. How can you access this computer? This computer, how can you access it? So let's see how can we use remote desktop feature to access this computer that is over here. We will access it here. In order to access a computer, the very first thing that you do is you make sure that the remote desktop is enabled. So how you do it? If you go to advanced system settings, okay, it's popping. You see, it's asking me for administrator password because the account s.kawa is not administrator. That's why it's asking for what? For password. When you have system properties, you see a tab here called remote. You see there is a tab called remote. You have to make sure that you do what? You allow remote connection to this computer and apply. Correct? And apply. You also have the option to choose who can remote and who cannot remote. If I select, I can say add, and in here I can say s.kawa. Now s.kawa will be able to remote this machine. Now when you come here on the server, you say remote desktop connection. Remote desktop connection. What is the IP of this one? You have to know the IP address. ipconfig tells you the IP 10.10.10.11. 10.10.10.11. See, it's popping up for what? For password s.kawa. It's trying to connect now. It is trying to connect to this machine. Let's see if it's going to work. So what we are doing is we are trying to remote desktop this machine. Okay, the server, the system administrator has limited the computer. You can try logging on to um, different computer. Okay, let's try the administrator. kt slash administrator. So this time we are trying what? We are trying administrator user account. So don't ask me again. This is just a certificate thing for encryption. Press yes. There you go. Another user is signed in. If you continue, they will be disconnected. Do you want to sign in anyway? You see right now another users are signed in here. If I say yes, you see it's telling me, do you want to allow kt administrator to connect to this machine? If you want, yes. See, I am now logged into the Windows 10 here, but this is now what? This is now logged off. This is now logged off, and I am logged into Windows 10 using my primary domain controller. I am accessing my what? Windows 10 machine. Sometimes if you want to remote desktop, that is how you do it. That is how you do it. Alright, so you can see that this is my Windows 10 machine. If I come here, type cmd, and say hostname, see, that's my Windows 10. I can click start and sign out. That's it. So that's how you can RDP. Let me go back to the administrator account. One thing that I want to show you is that um, you always have to make sure that when you enable a user to RDP, you always add them, you give them permission. You give them permission so that they can actually do what? They can actually RDP to it. If I go to start menu and type computer management, I go to local users and groups, I go to groups, you see I have remote desktop users. s.kawa is now member. So let's just say that Umaid calls you and says, hey, can I remote your computer? You say, yeah, sure. So what you will do is you will come here and add Umaid as member of this group. If you don't make him member of this group, Umaid will not be able to remote desktop. you have to make the user as member. If you want to remove Kawa because you don't want Kawa to remote desktop to your computer, remove, yes, okay. So that's how you give permission for remote desktop. That's how you give permission for remote desktop. All right. So let's take another scenario. We have one user whose name is Farhat. Farhat is going to work for us for 1 day only. Farhat is going to work in the company for 1 day only, and Farhat is a guest user. Farhat is a guest user. He is guest. We don't want Farhat to be able to see a lot of things in our computers, right? So you see right now I can change the time. If I want to change the time, I can simply right click and say, for example, um, adjust date and time. I can turn off, turn on. I can I can go to region. I can change region. I can, for example, change this, right? Because I am the user who have permission. But Farhat is a guest. We don't want Farhat to, for example, if I come here to display settings, I try to change it to 125. You see it's bigger. If I right click and go to personalize, and in here, for example, I choose different background, like right now I cannot change it, but you see, but I am able to go to in different options, right? What we want to do is we want to make Farhat as a guest user, so he is not able to do anything. So we go to properties, we click on member of Farhat, and then in here we say guests. What? We say member of what? Guests. Member of what? Guests. So now Farhat will be member of guests users, meaning that he will not be able to do a lot of things. If I remove domain users, so basically I have to leave guests here and then domain user too, because he is a domain user. When you create a user, you are called domain user. So in here I will say sign out, and then when I come here I will say a.farhat, and I will type the password. So now Farhat will log in, and then we will see as a guest user what permissions Farhat have. این گروپ هایی که فعلا براتون نشان دادم چندین دانه گروپه که در اینجا میبینین. این گروپ ها خودش اتومات وقتی که اکتیو دایرکتری را انستال میکنین خودش جور میشه، خودش جور کردگی است که ایره بای دیفالت هر کسی که ممبرش بسازی نظر به مو پرمیشن هایی که یا داره اونمو پرمیشن ها را با خود میگیره وقتی که ممبر. نه در این گروپ دیفالت تغییرات نمیری، اما اگر بخوای میتونی که خودت یک گروپ جور کنی، باز در او گروپ پرمیشن ها را بتی. اینال در صنف بعدی ما که صبح استک بخیر ما و شما اینمی بخش میخوانیم. و او را به نام دلیگیشن میگیم. دلیگیشن مثلا انام میایه میگه ما آیتیستم، صحیح است، ما برتون کار میکنم، ما آیتیستم. ما اینا ما خو نمیتونم که بگویم بسیار خوب اینی یوزرنیم ادمنستریتور، اینی پاسورد ادمنستریتور. این کار خو کنم اشتباه نه، به خاطر که اینام وظیفش شاید تنها کارشی باشه که کت یوزرها باید کار کنه. اما اگر ما پاسورد ادمنستریتور دومین برش بتم، او به خاطر که مثلا ارچ کنترل آزاد بانی و نمق مشکلات به وجود میه. اینا ما دلیگیشن میتم و از طریق دلیگیشن نظر به وظایف روزمرهش برش مثلا میگم اینام بتانه پاسورد در اکتیو دایرکتری ریست کنه، اینام بتانه کامپیوترها را جوین کنه، اینام بتانه پراپرتیز یک یوزر مثلا تلفن اد کنه، نامش اد کنه. اینام نتانه که یک یوزر را دیلیت کنه، اینام نتانه که یک یوزر را موو کنه از یک جای در دیگه جای. اونو را ما شما باز در دلیگیشن انشاءالله تعالی سبا میخوانیم. اونو را باز گروپ هم میبینی که چه رقم جور میشه که خودت پرمیشن ها را ای دفالت است، خودش جور شده، پرمیشن هایشم کل چیزایش دفالت است. درست است؟ خب کس دیگه چه سوال داره؟ خب خب ایسا جان درسا را فهمیدی امروز چیزایی که خواندیم؟ خب امی جان خودت فهمیدی چی خواندیم امروز؟ خب فراد جان چی خواندیم